Welcome back to some more Umineko when they cry. So where we last left off, I guess there's another slice of life segment, which mostly focuses on the Shannon hooking up their, the quote unquote relationship between Jessica and Kanon, but I gotta say it's funny and probably a little bit awkward in a sense to where, you know, if it's within its trope, of course, and oh yeah, I forgot there was a little funny segment with the Kinzo crying, for Beatrice, but all Beatrice can do is just sit back and just feel bad for him because because Kinzo, even though he is a bit of a trying his best. Let's say he's trying his best. Let's just say that he's trying his best. Don't want to go any further than that. Anyway, let's continue. Kanon went down the corridor Jessica had shown him and ran into a temporary stage set up where the vending machine should have been. It was probably being rented by the hour by some group or club. The ones singing were student groups, but the crowd was still incredibly excited. Disliking that clatter, he leaned against the wall in the darkness by himself. So this is what they call high school. It sure is noisy. That's what Kanon thought. Then he remembered Jessica just now acting in a way that he'd never seen before. Honestly, she was in such high spirits that alcohol might have been involved. Wait, what? Really? Doesn't really show. Might have been involved. To him, remaining composed and intellectual at all times was the highest virtue. In that sense, it was very hard for Kanon to get used to the atmosphere of our school cultural festival. He had a responsibility to report everything he saw and heard to the master. And heard to the master. So he also had to report about how Jessica had acted without restraint earlier. At the very least, it was not fitting for the daughter of the Ushiro Miya head family, the master Krao-sama, and especially Natsuki-sama will probably be angry. If I am to report it in a way that protects Milady, should I blame it on inappropriate school friends? I don't know. Judging what Jessica had done earlier, I don't know.
なんだよあれ。バカみたいだ。
I mean, it's not only stupid, but it's also silly. Kanon thought back on how Jessica had acted earlier and sighed again. He could understand Natsuki's headache a little now. Come to think of it, Natsuki-sama, as the president of the PTA, was supposed to go to an informal gathering after attending the ceremony in the gymnasium. She said she wouldn't be able to see Milady's performance, didn't she? That's probably for the best.
人混みは気持ち悪いな。なんだってんだ一体。
He kind of got a good point there. Several female students keep glancing at me. Seems they're all whispering the same things Milady's school friend said, and it's truly unpleasant. There's a gossip. Come to think of it, didn't Shannon warn me? If you walk alone at something like a school festival, you'd better watch out, because lots of strange people will come and talk to you.
お一人ですか?
Oh, well, speak of the devil. Just as expected, a group of girls I never met started talking to me. Their stares started to make my back tingle. Didn't she tell me some magic words that could chase them off in times like this?
すみません。連れがいますので。
そうですか。 ごめんなさい。
Ah, it worked. Instant reaction. Well, that got rid of them, but it hasn't really changed the number of people staring at me.
違うよ、あの子だよ、ジェシーの彼氏。嘘、あの子が？信じらんないよね。絶対にエアだと思ってたよ。かわいいじゃん。年下？いいなあ。
Yeah, it can be a bit annoying. There's no way I'll ever come to a place like this again. Kanon sighed for about the zillionth time that day. When he did, the lighting changed, and the standing audience started cheering. He looked around and realized that there was suddenly a large group of people there, and unlike earlier, there were mostly guys. With this huge crowd, he couldn't even see the stage. Unfortunately, there was a fallen beer case nearby, so he tried using that as a footstool. When he did, he realized that there was now a new group on the stage. Their leader is Milady. She's changed into stage clothes and she's even holding a guitar. I didn't know she could play. Then again, maybe she can play. I've seen her practicing air guitar before. Natsuki-sama wouldn't approve of any hobbies outside of study. Maybe she was always practicing in secret. Come to think of it, she's been returning really late from school recently, hasn't she? Maybe she's been practicing at school, far away from Natsuki-sama's prying eyes. It really is for the best that Natsuki-sama didn't come. If Milady were to get scolded by Natsuki-sama after putting so many hours of practice in, she'd probably be dejected. Ow, my ears. I could hear Jessica-sama's forceful voice through the speakers. Jessie-sama? Maybe that's her nickname at school. I mean, does it really? I wonder what the tips even do. No, Sonora. That's a trick. Is this just me, or this? I mean, this it was shown she was wearing something like that according to the opening. Maybe this is her getup. Bit of a. Although, is this like some sort of reference I'm trying to get? That's her nickname at school. The students in the audience kept calling out that name. I'm a little offended by that crude name. It's inappropriate for Milady. Jessica-sama was in high spirits as they kept shouting Jessie-sama. Everyone here was probably a fan. Her mic performance picked up on that and electrified them even more. It was almost like a music program on TV. At first, he thought this was all silly, but that feeling had changed into appreciation. It was incredible in its own way. Kanon never listened to music of his own free will, but he'd often heard the kind of music of the Ushiro-miya family liked. Since it was almost all classical, Kanon had naturally taken a liking to that kind of music. So to Kanon, the song Jessica sang was, how should you say it, extremely colorful. In any case, if Natsuki-sama heard it, she'd probably faint. Yeah, well, everybody has personal preferences, right? Different tastes. I mean, why do you think Jessica rather do her other hobbies instead of just plain studying, right? You know, maybe this is what the trope is about. Like, everyone has different hobbies, everyone has different tastes, and yada yada yada. She'd probably faint. Oh shoot. Interesting CG. But everyone looked like they were having a really good time. Some diehard, some diehard fans who had even brought pen lights sang along and danced crazily with the same movements, almost as though it had been planned ahead. On the stage, Jessica-sama also sang enthusiastically, dripping with sweat. We couldn't find a single element that was appropriate for a daughter of the Ushiromiya family, but it looked like so much fun. Oh my. Oh my god.
じゃあ次は新曲いっちゃうよ。普通の魔法使いって言うな。
Oh, Yoshiro-sama is stalking me. Curses, disappearance, sacrifices, torture. Onikakushi, does that make a good snack? Don't say Marissa. Marissa? Is that the... Is that a Touhou? Is this like a Touhou ref... Is that a Touhou reference in there? I know there's like... I know it's this kind of stuff, Onikakushi related to Higurashi, but still. Marissa. So we got a pop culture reference, and then we got a game reference that is also that is made by the same dev. I must not go along with it, but at any rate, Milady is full of life and looks like she's having a great time. As I watched Milady enjoying herself, I thought, could this be Ushiromiya and Jessica's true nature? Don't I know better than anyone that during her life on Rokujima she's had no choice but to kill her sense of self? So the time she spends, not as Milady, successor to the Ushiromiya family, but as a single girl called Jessica, living life to the fullest, must be very important to her. I've worked close to Milady, seeing her in all seasons, and thought I knew everything about her. But that was all limited to one side of her, the Milady of Rokujima. We are furniture. We serve on Rokujima and end our lives on Rokujima. So I've come to think of Rokujima itself as our whole world, as though, like in what the fuck is this word? Ptolemaic theory. The ocean spilled off the end of the world into an abyss. But when I look at Milady like this, I can see how horribly narrow that outlook is. I still can't go along with the excitement of the crowd, but I feel like I can see something that cannot be seen on Rokujima. I'm not sure if this is the unseeable thing Shannon was talking about, but the ocean still doesn't look blue to me. I mean, that's a bit of a step closer, isn't it? Oh, we're back in.
Oh,
we're back here again. Wasn't the cultural festival at Jessica's school today?
校長先生はお元気でおられたかね。
ええ、お元気なようでした。そうそう、高宮議員もおいでになっておりました。あなたによろしくと特に言っておりましたよ。
His regards.
相変わらずご多忙そうかね。
そのようでした。あの方も精力的な方です。そうそう。あと、榎本会長もおいででしたっけ。
Emoto. Naturally, the topic of Jessica's cultural festival came up at dinner. School events often became social gatherings for local volunteers. It was the same for the Ushiromiya family, who were celebrities around here. Natsuki remembered the name of one VIP after another at that social gathering, telling crowds the news about them. Jessica didn't really have any interest in that discussion and rudely slurped her pumpkin soup.
お嬢様、あまりお行儀がよろしくないかと。
I'm pretty sure she just sits there and be like, yeah, yeah, but who gives a shit about that topic?
へいへい、そりゃあ悪かったぜ。
ジェシカ、そういう言葉遣いは改めるよういつも言っていますよ。
I'm pretty sure it's over a zillionth time by now.
はい。
Huh. No lip sync on that one. Jessica answered, discouraged. When he saw that, Kraus smiled a little and paused his conversation with Natsuki.
ジェシカの方はどうだったかね、文化祭は。
ああ、まあ。
Well, it was okay.
見ていましたよ。
Wait, what? You were watching?
よく頑張っていましたね。
Wait, how? How are you watching? Did you decide to Did Kanon escort you or something?
え
That's what I want to know. Did Kanon escort you?
あ、あ、まあね。
I'm that's kind of my theory. Or maybe it's kind of a bit too obvious. So. Jessica's face turned a bright red. She probably hadn't imagined that Natsuki would actually come to see her on stage. Yeah, and here I thought she's going to have a headache, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on within Natsuki's head. She felt a mix of happiness and embarrassment. Well, it's better than nothing, I suppose. Actually, she hadn't really wanted her mother to watch since she didn't want to be told that her music was inappropriate for the Ushiromiya family. That's what I wanted. But it certainly didn't make her unhappy to hear her parents say she'd done a good job after watching her try her best.
ジェシカもなかなか落ち着きと貫禄が出てきましたね。
Okay.
生徒代表にふさわしい振る舞いでしたよ。
ああ、うん。
I hope she didn't see the part where she just pulled out her weapon or personal weapon. The smile that had been there until a second ago crumbled like sand. Jessica immediately realized that her mom was talking about something different. What's different? Jessica was also the school's student president. She had no interest in doing something so annoying, but her parents had been pushy, so she'd grudgingly accepted. Unfortunately, she was popular at school, so she won the election easily. So, Natsuki was praising her for the student council sponsorship ceremony at the beginning of the cultural festival. Actually, she had just carried that out half-heartedly. After that, she immediately met up with her friends and held a stage rehearsal for the rest of the time.
人の上に立ち責任を背負うという経験は必ず将来役に立つ。後ろ宮家の人間としてきっとジェシカを成熟させてくれるだろう。
ただ、挨拶が少し早口でした。内容は及第点でしたが、早い口調はそれを薄れさせます。 一呼吸置く癖をつけるといいでしょう。
Of pausing? Debatable, but sure.
うん。
Wait. Now, this is the funny thing about it. So, Jessica's parents. So both Kraus and Natsuki um were give negative criticism about her studies, but Jessica's popularity and and instantly becoming school council president, not school, not council, but representative of the sort. That's where her parents praised that for that. Well, at least it's kind of balanced, am I right? Oh boy, this is just this is a what an awkward family sometimes. But sometimes like I really quite I don't know, man. After she finished eating, Jessica didn't feel like going straight to her room. Her room was basically the place her parents had ordered her to be. So perhaps for Jessica, instead of returning to her own room, being in an unknown location in this large mansion was a meager form of resistance. Not being a rebel. Jessica felt that even being in the mansion made it hard to breathe, so she went outside to the rose garden. No words.
まあ、来たところでどうせ後ろ宮家の跡継ぎとしてふさわしくないとかなんとか言うんだろうぜ。
That is true because it makes it sound like Natsuki just masking it with positivity rather than being negative about it.
なら、これでいいんじゃねえかよ。
I mean, I was expecting to be negative, but apparently she's just, I'm pretty sure she could be pretending. Who knows what is going on within a parent's mindset. Jessica laughed at what she was sulking over. She laughed at what kind of words she could possibly have been expecting. That was dumb of me. In the end, I was just acting like an entitled brat. I mean, to be fair, you kind of are. I'm a little exasperated with myself, and it makes me want to laugh.
お嬢様。
Oh.
カノン君か。驚かすなよ。
Just as she was about to force a laugh, Kanon suddenly started talking to her, and she choked.
何？なんかよ。
その。
Jessica's expression became the one she always wore when looking at Kanon. The listless Jessica from a second ago was gone. If he had still only known Jessica as the eventual successor to the Ushiro Miya family, as he had until yesterday, he might have mistakenly thought that Jessica's mood had sprung back to normal. But that wasn't right. He now knew a part of her that he couldn't have seen until yesterday, so he understood that there was no way Jessica had actually felt the way she appeared.
あ、今日は文化祭、いや、私の見栄に付き合ってくれてありがとうな。 助かったぜ。
お歌
That song, though.
お上手でした。
あそうかよ。照れるぜ。
Even though she had heard the words she most wanted to hear, Jessica acted shyly and couldn't accept them openly.
僕には歌は歌えません。
Surely it takes practice, right?
楽器も小学校で習ったハーモニカとリコーダー笛しか知りません。だからお嬢様も同じだろうと決めつけていました。
At the time, Kanon had never felt as though he'd been looking down on Jessica in this way. But all the people he'd seen playing special instruments were on the other side of the brown tubes in the TV. At the very least, he'd been under the impression that it'd be impossible for Jessica.
僕は家具だから。歌を歌う必要も楽器を扱う必要もないと信じてきました。
But I'm not sure anymore.
カノン君、その家具だからって口癖、本当によそうぜ。
Hey, that sounds just the exact same thing as what Shannon would say.
使用人の心得ってやつだろ。使用人は生きた家具であれってやつ。
But Kanon, you too have a chance to become human.
源氏さんがよく口にしてるもんな。
Yeah, but Genji is, he stays within his loyalty,
心得というわけでは。本当に家具ですし。
福音の家の子たちがいろいろじいさまから援助をもらってるってのは知ってるし、それに恩義を感じてるのも知ってるよ。でもだからって家具なんて言い方はあんまりだぜ。
because of that.
私たちは同じ人間じゃないかよ。
There it goes. Like, we're all human. So, gotta adjust yourself, Kanon. No words.
カノン君は私が歌ってるのを見てどう思った？
That's a good question.
とても楽しそうに見えました。
それは多分違うぜ。
Bit of a vague answer.
え？
楽しそうに見えたんじゃなくて羨ましかったんじゃない？
Huh.
そんなことは。
That's not what. Surely he's, astounded and he has no words. Kanon probably hadn't noticed that emotion himself. Most likely, Kanon saw something he'd never seen before, learned about it for the first time, and felt envious. And to trick himself out of that emotion, he called himself furniture over and over, as always.
私は後ろ宮家の跡継ぎだかなんだかだそうで、
As expected.
まあいろいろな面倒がこれからもあると思う。それについては運のない星の下に生まれちまったと諦めるしかないさ。多分カノン君が福音の家で生活しなければならなかったのと同じに、私たち自身にはどうしようもない。生まれる星は選べなかった。
そうかもしれません。
ただ 私とカノン君では大きく違うところが1点ある。わかる？
I am furniture and Milady is not. He was about to say that, but stopped.
わかりません。
カノン君は自らの運命が自分の全てだと思って諦めた。私はこんな運命じゃ納得できないから自分の思い切りを頑張ろうと思った。だから後ろ宮家のお嬢様をやらなければならない窮屈な自分と、自分の好きなことに精一杯な自分というもう一人を作った。
Create another you. So in other words, like having another hobby through like as a part of escapism.
もう一人の自分。
カノン君は自分のことを家具だからと言い聞かせてきた。そう言い聞かせなきゃならない辛いことがきっとたくさんあったんだと思う。
It is a bit of repetitive, but you know, he probably has a reason as to why.
それについては本当に気の毒だと思う。でもそれだけでカノン君の人生を全て決めちゃうなんて、私はそんなの悲しいと思うんだよ。
No words.
人はさ、自分の中に自分が本当に好きになれるもう一人の自分をいつでも作り出すことができるんだよ。現実逃避とかとは違うぜ。
Escaping reality, that's what I was trying to mention.
そのもう一人の自分でいるとき、私は最高に生きているって実感できる。だから普段の日常がどんなに窮屈で退屈でも、私はきっと窒息せずに生きていけるってわけ。
自分の中に自分が本当に好きになれる自分を作る。
That you can truly grow to make another me, one that isn't furniture, huh? Through her relationship with George-sama, has Shannon given birth to another self that isn't furniture? And did this other Shannon see something that cannot be seen by furniture?
私さ、カノン君のプライベートって全然知らないぜ。でもなんだか想像できる。カノン君のプライベートには多分何もない。
Besides the fact that has something to do with the orphanage. I can't really think of anything other than that.
図星でしょ？
Kanon couldn't reply, but that was answer enough. He had no concept of a private life. So Kanon would always be Kanon. So furniture would always be furniture.
カノン君のカノンってさ、本名じゃないんでしょ？
In the Fukuin house, new graduates would be given new families and a new life, so they were also given a new name. In his case, that was Kanon.
確かに僕のこの名は仮のものかもしれません。
How so? Before, he had thought of himself as Kanon and no one else, but he remembered. There definitely had been another self that wasn't Kanon, but that was far, far away beyond the distant fog of oblivion.
ならカノン君にもカノン君である時とそうでない時で違う自分がいてもいいはず。使用人である時のカノン君は 自らを家具と呼び、厳しく自己を戒めてるかもしれない。でもカノン君じゃない時の君はもっともっと自由に生きていいと思うんだ。
To live much, much more freely. Those words definitely weren't just lip service. Jessica had also been like this in the past. She had cursed her own birth into an environment different from all of her friends at school. Only she had been in a heavily constricted environment, forced to learn all sorts of things. And she had even been told whom she was and wasn't allowed to play with. It may have been sad, but she'd given up, resigning herself to the fact that she'd been born under that kind of star. But one day, Jessica stopped giving up and surrendered. Stuff like Ushiromi of family customs and pressure didn't matter. She created a real Jessica inside herself, one who could do what she really wanted to do.
私さ、学校ではジェシってあだ名で呼ばれてる。だからさ、ジェシであるときは自分に思いっきり素直に生きてる。
Oh. Okay.
だからこそジェシカであるときも頑張れるんだ。
So it's not just a nickname that is informal to Kanon. It's just, you know, the way to, you know.
カノン君にもカノンであるときとカノンじゃなくてその
In the times when you're
本名であるときで違う生き方をしてもいいんじゃないかな。カノンじゃないとき、自分を好きになれる自分になってみてもいいんじゃないかな。
That's one way to becoming another self. Just enjoy and it's like escape, you know. Prevent yourself from being constricted in, you know, the busy life.
僕がカノンじゃないとき。
Yeah. He'd once thought of his real name as being completely meaningless. Because of that, he thought that Kanon summed up everything about him. And now, Jessica was telling him to create something new, another self that wasn't Kanon.
カノン君、嫌じゃなきゃ教えてよ。本当の名前なんていうの？
No words. So Shannon's real name is Sayo. I'm pretty sure it is. I could be wrong because I didn't look back on the episode 1 since like weeks, but I wondered about Kanon as well. He was silent for quite some time. Maybe Kanon's real name had risen to the tip of his tongue. After hesitating for a long time over whether he should say it, in the end, he swallowed it back down.
忘れました。僕の名前などもうどうでもいいことです。
Is that so? Those words contained a faint rejection.
僕が本当は何という名前であったとしても、今ここにカノンとしてあることだけが現実です。
That you're a Kanon.
過去など何の関係もない。作られた家具の材料が元は何という木の幹であったかなんてどうでもいいことと同じです。
だからよせって。家具じゃないんだぞ。君は人間だぜ。
Come on, it's never too late.
僕は人間じゃない。
Oh my. Kanon clearly voiced his refusal. It was with a rage that he normally didn't show. Jessica couldn't say anything back and was struck silent.
お嬢様は人間です。だからどんな生き方をしようとも自由で。
you're not wrong, but
どんな未来も可能性もある。それはまるで翼を持ち自在に空を舞う鳥のよう。
there's another metaphor that is making up to that point.
でも僕にはそんなものはないんです。僕がたとえ鳥に見えたとしてもアヒルに過ぎない。
That's a bit too unfortunate.
アヒルに翼はあっても飛ぶことはできない。
Hey man, surely there's always one chance in life.
なのに空の夢を語るなんて、そんなのは残酷すぎる。
家具だのアヒルだの、なんだってんだよ一体。いや、
No words. Jessica had unconsciously gone along with Kanon's forceful manner of speaking, but she realized that she shouldn't fire back and swallow her words.
私は君のことを何も知らない。生い立ちも知らないし、その苦労も知らない。だから君がどうして自分を家具だなんて言い出すようになったのか想像もつかない。でも知って、君は家具でもアヒルでもない。ちゃんとした人間だぜ。
No words.
使用人としてのカノン君が家具だと言うならそれでもいいよ。でもならカノン君は家具でない時の人間の時の自分を作ってもいいとは思わない？
Yeah, all you got to do is just one thing that matters.
そんな可能性を抱けるのはお嬢様が人間だからです。
Can he not do that? Is it just because of his stubbornness, or I guess that's just how he is, you know? He doesn't have the his personality is usually different comparing to Shannon. I guess that's the works of a stoic. I don't know.
僕はそうじゃない。僕には未来も可能性も見るべき夢もない。だからお嬢様、それ以上残酷なことを言わないでください。
I don't want to be a bit, I don't know, political in my commentary, but isn't Kanon a bit too nihilistic right there? No future, no possibilities, no dream, no hope.
なんでだよ。なんでそんなことを言うんだよ。
お嬢様が僕のことをご自分と同じ人間だと勘違いなされているようだからです。僕とお嬢様は違う存在。それをはっきり申し上げておきたかったのです。シャノンに聞きました。お嬢様は僕のことをお気に入りになられているとか。
Is that so?
あ、いや、
僕は人間に限りなく近い姿をしています。だからシャノンのように自分を人間だと錯覚して一時恋愛の真似事をすることもできるかもしれない。でもそれは自分を騙しているに違いない。いえ、お嬢様を騙すことにもなるのです。シャノンとジョージ様も必ず破綻する。
Well, you can't just say something like that.
その日が訪れることをシャノンだって理解しているだろうに。バカなことを。
バカだってことはないだろ。そりゃジョージ兄さんは立派な人だし、両親の期待も背負ってる。確かに結婚とかになればエヴァおばさんがいろいろと口出しをしてくるだろうし、まあそのゼントは多難だと思うぜ。
Well, Jessica did got a good point, but it seems that Eva usually she has a bit of strictness. I don't really say interfere. I think she just has some bit of a like a different, old-fashioned mindset of the sort. I don't know.
でもな、ジョージ兄さんはそんなのに屈する人じゃねえ。
Who would surrender to that shit?
シャノンをジュリエットになんかしねえぜ。きっと幸せにしてくれる。
This is some old-fashioned moments.
人は家具と恋などできない。お嬢様が家具を愛することができても、僕にお嬢様を愛することができないと、そう申し上げたいのです。
No words. Those words of Kanon's crushed all of Jessica's bittersweet feelings from that day. There was no way her emotions could have predicted that she'd be refused so bluntly. In an instant, she lost the willpower that had led her to try and unravel something as stubborn in Kanon's heart. And before she knew it, she was just standing there in shock.
お嬢様が僕を好かれているという気持ちが、僕の思い上がりによるものなら、どうかお許しください。
Doesn't sound. It's more like disappointment right there.
いや、
No.
まあそこは否定しねえぜ。
ありがとうございます。僕を人間だと思ってくれてありがとうございます。
Oh wow.
そのお気持ちだけで僕は本当に嬉しいです。
So that was the. Was that?
そしてそれ以上は僕には残酷すぎるから。
Huh. So convincing him to be human would not work, but thinking of Kanon as a human is one way to. Huh. Interesting. Never thought of that.
いや、もう十分だぜ。
So it's not just nihilism. I think this is just a different mindset that you have to understand or something. I don't know.
悪かったな。
Jessica recklessly scratched at her head and spoke, trying to force her voice to sound bright.
私一人がいろいろ先走っちゃって迷惑かけたよ。
Hmm. Trying to force her voice to sound bright.
正直ごめん。貴重な休みを丸一日振り回しちゃって、本当にごめん。
I mean, you can't be just sitting, you can't be using up the whole entire day off just laying around. I mean, then again, anyone, I mean, a day off is mean 24 hours of free time, so.
いえ。僕も楽しそうなお嬢様が見られて嬉しかったです。
See? That's all that matters.
じゃあ今夜はこれで終わりにしようぜ。
Yeah, let's call it a night.
私も部屋に戻って消灯しないとまた母さんに怒られちまうよ。
Typical curfews. Typical curfews that always runs in the family.
そうされた方がよろしいでしょう。おやすみなさいませ、お嬢様。
おやすみ。
Alright. That's a good place to end it from here. Despite the black background noise, you know, maybe some of you guys can bear it, maybe not, but sometimes I had to mute my mic here and there at the store, but that's all that matters. Yeah, I ran out of save files, unfortunately, so I have to go back and overwrite these saves, but you know, nothing wrong with that. Alright. That'll be it for this. So, we'll pick it up for the next part. Let's see what's coming up next for, you know, for the next morning of the sword. So, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good one.